These aren't just books, they're photoplay editions. Photoplay was the term used back in the day to refer to silent films and early talkies. They were often based on a best-selling novel, like The Sheik by E.M. Hull. Sometimes on a classic, like Camille by Alexandre Dumas. Join me today on Keats Theater as I share my collection of photoplay editions with you. Hope you enjoy it. Photoplay editions were in vogue during much of the silent and early sound eras, then later decreased in popularity during the Depression years. First up is the Marion Davies photoplay edition of Little Old New York, based on the book by Rita Johnson Young. Notice how there's a reference on the title page that the story is profusely illustrated with scenes from the Cosmopolitan photoplay starring Marion Davies. At this time, the term photoplay was often used interchangeably with motion picture or film. Cosmopolitan, incidentally, was the name of the company that Miss Davies' benefactor, William Randolph Hearst, set up to handle the production of all her pictures. Now, it's no secret that Hearst had this odd fetish about seeing his love interest in pants, something considered a bit odd at the time since women almost always wore dresses. So, of course, during the majority of Little Old New York, Marion Davies was decked out in trousers, masquerading as a young gentleman. At the end of the film, to the delight of her leading man, Harrison Ford, her male disguise comes off, and the couple lives happily ever after. Our next photoplay edition is called Madame Sans-Gêne, and it was a 1925 film, now lost, featuring the one and only Gloria Swanson. This work by Victorien Sardou is the story of a French laundress elevated to a position of nobility. Madame Sans-Gêne is kind of the French way of saying Madame Devil-May-Care, and it afforded Miss Swanson, a notorious clothes horse at the time, a tailor-made rags-to-riches vehicle where she was able to make the metamorphosis from a dowdy laundry worker into a sophisticated French lady decked out in fashionable, sumptuous gowns. Gloria Swanson began her career as one of Mack Sennett's bathing beauties, later worked into the Sennett comedies Dodging Custard Pies, and ultimately reached her goal, that of a leading dramatic actress. Swanson was legendary in her ability to showcase the latest beautiful haute couture, and it's said that she was a fashion designer's dream come true. Gloria Swanson will always be best remembered for her stellar performance as aging screen goddess gone mad, Norma Desmond, from director Billy Wilder's 1950 film classic, Sunset Boulevard. Italian heartthrob Rudolph Valentino is up next and starred with actress Bibi Daniels in the 1924 film based on Monsieur Beaucaire, the novel by Booth Tarkington. Virtually everyone has heard of Valentino, leading male sex symbol who died tragically from peritonitis in 1926. Few, though, remember Bibi Daniels, a popular leading lady in both silent and early sound films. She worked under director Hal Roach with one of the most popular comedians of the day, Harold Lloyd. Then, desiring to become a dramatic actress, she studied under master director Cecil B. DeMille to further perfect her craft. Many stars struggled with the transition from silent films to talkies, but that was decidedly not the case with Miss Daniels, who easily made the change, bursting onto the scene in 1929 with the highly acclaimed sound film Rio Rita. Had Bibi Daniels not married actor Ben Lyons and moved to London in 1935, she likely would have continued with her acting career. But she still kept busy. For over a decade, husband and wife had a top-rated radio show co-starring adopted son Richard and adopted daughter Barbara called Life with the Lyons. Norma Talmadge comes next in 1926's Camille, co-starring handsome Gilbert Roland and based on the classic Alexandre Dumas work La Dame aux Camélias, or The Lady of the Camellias. The two were a hit. The chemistry between Talmadge and Roland was palpable, as you can clearly see from these photographs. An incomplete 35mm print is reported to exist, but like Madame Sans-Gêne, it's another lost silent film. Norma Talmadge. The lovely actress came from a show business family, and Mother Peg Talmadge, the quintessential stage mom, carefully engineered the careers of all three of her beautiful daughters. Norma blossomed into one of the great dramatic pantomimes. Her sister Constance became a successful comedian, and gorgeous sister Natalie found her ticket to fame by marrying silent comic Buster Keaton, though the two later divorced. Wisely, Norma and Constance Talmadge both opted to retire at the coming of talkies, and since the two were financially secure, they were both able to do so. Last up for today is 1922's Beyond the Rocks, based on the best-selling Eleanor Glenn romance. Gloria Swanson was wisely paired in this film with sex symbol Rudolph Valentino. This Photoplay edition had less pictures than many of the others I have come across, and I've included the only photos from the book, 4 in all. Eleanor Glenn was a popular author of fiction, primarily love stories, and also nonfiction, mainly how-to books for lonely hearts about the world of romance. Several of the fiction works were later turned into popular films like Beyond the Rocks, Red Hair, 3 Weeks, and others. I plan to do an upcoming video on British author Glenn, who was quite the gadabout in Hollywood at that time. You might say she was the Jacqueline Suzanne of her day. I have many more Photoplays editions, but there isn't time to include them all today, so I will cover additional books in a future video. Thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe.